boom. Boom, boom, boom. We are live. Let's go. Say hello, everyone. Let me know that you're here. Let me know with the comments that you hear me well, and let me know where you're based. Let me know where you're watching this from. I'm super curious to see how this is going. We are also live on TikTok for the first time. I'm just giving it a try. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Today we're gonna be together for about an hour, and we're gonna have a look at your startup pitch. We're gonna try to answer as many questions as possible to help you progress with your business, with your SaaS, with your idea, and see what we can do with that. I see that we have a couple of folks watching from Paris. Yes, bienvenue sur le live. Je parle aussi français, but I'll keep it in English so that everyone can join into this. We have a lot of folks in here on TikTok. Hey guys, how you guys doing? Let me know in the comments that you're here. I'm new to TikTok, so it's gonna bug. That being said, all right, let's have a look at that. Let's give a little bit of time let's give a little bit of time for folks to join, and then we'll get started really hard. Boom. Let me share my screen. Classic stuff. Let's just do that here. Bada boom. You are in the Roast Your Pitch edition. Let me just show that to the TikTok guys. Now they probably can't see this. Anyways, no problem. I'll fix that next time. All right. So, more and more people are joining. Aiden to be a co-host. Nope, not yet. Sorry, buddy. I'm just trying to make my marks. Boom, boom, boom. A couple of folks are joining. Welcome. Let me know that you're here in the comments, and we're gonna start to have a look at a couple of stuff here and there. Let me see. So, do we have any pitch in here? Let's have a look at that. Okay, Jason, drop us a little pitch. I love it. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna have a look in the other accounts that I have to see if I have a couple of pitches and stuff like that. If you have particular questions with your startup, with your business, you stuck somewhere and you'd like to get insight, I'm gonna give it to you right now. If you're super comfortable and you want to join the session live with me, let me know. Send me a message in one of my social media, and I'll share the link to the studio so we can have this cool conversation together. All right. Let's go. Let's give it a start. So let's have a look with the first one that we have in the thread today. It's this one, evchargerright.com, from Jason. So Jason yesterday gave us this little pitch. Let's have a look at that. Let me just zoom in a little bit. Shut down this. Boom. I think you gave us somewhere the pitch of your startup. Let me just display it for everyone in here. And so Jason said, I built a $12.99 tool that runs the real NEC 228 math to tell EV homeowners if they actually need the panel upgrade or not. Master electrician, tired of watching Q-Merit and others, etc. Okay, cool. Let's have a look at your pitch. The other folks, if you have questions, drop your questions in the chat. And in the meantime, let's have a look at Jason's stuff. So, Jason, you didn't really give me the one-liner pitch of your stuff. So I'm gonna have a look at your landing page right away. But if you want to dive and add this little one-liner, two-liner pitch, let me know. I'll have a look at that. But in the meantime, let's have a look at your landing page. Boom. We're going to show it here. Let me just remove your message so people can see this clearly. All right, so what do we see? Do you actually need a panel upgrade? Okay, most EV charger installers say yes. 80% of the time they are wrong. Okay, interesting problem that you're seeing. Check your panels now, $12.99. Okay, cool. So first thing, first. What I see is I'm a bit distracted with your landing page because of the video that is playing in the background, and so it's catching a little bit of my attention. And you want to make sure I focus on the value proposition, right? And so I would tune down a little bit the video in the background. Do you actually need a panel upgrade? So here, not bad of a value proposition. You stating the problem right, sorry. What I would do to make it slightly punchier is naming the avatar, calling your customer. So when you say, do you actually need a panel upgrade? Who are you talking to? It's like when I read this, I'm not 100% sure this is for me. So if you can name your avatar, your ideal client at the beginning of the sentence, homeowner, first time homeowner, California, first time homeowner, whatever, so that when they read the first few words of the value proposition on your landing page, they think, he's describing me. Right now, I'm not sure. It's a little bit, and this kind of situation is a little bit like that situation where you're in the street and you had an accident and you're screaming for help and you say, help, help, help. And everybody's watching, but nobody is really jumping into action. As opposed to if you're in the street and you have an accident and you scream, help, hey, the guy with this orange/brown beanie, help me. Then I'm going to look at myself, I'm going to look around and I'm going to think, hey, he's talking about me. Okay, so clearly he wants me to jump in. And then it becomes clearer. So drop your avatar at the beginning of the sentence so that we know exactly who you're talking to. What is Jason saying? So I tried to mimic the EV manufacturer's page. Yes, that's interesting. You try to copy your competition. It's good and bad at the same time. It's good because it gives you a baseline for positioning yourself. But at the same time, the problem that you have is it's like those math tests when you're copying you're copying your friend, but your friend is making mistakes. And so you're copying the mistakes as well. And you can be in this situation. And so because you don't know deeply your market, you may be able to copy the wrong value proposition from your competitors. And so here, typically, you have a design issue that you probably copied because your competition thought that this was hyped, and they had an entire marketing department saying, yes, the future is putting videos on landing pages, and so everyone does it dumbly. Just stay away from that. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. So this is for. So who is this for? Jason is saying this is for EV buyers right now. The manufacturers send out electrician to oversell. Okay, so my challenge for you is, can we narrow it down? Because EV buyers is big. Are we talking about EV buyers worldwide? Are we talking about EV buyers in North America, in the US, in a particular state? Is it Tesla owners, or is it any kind of EV buyers? Do they have a particular income? Do they have a particular characteristics that would sort of make them understand or recognize themselves even more? Because right now, EV buyers, I get it, but it's still too big. Yeah, well, that's the problem. Every time you describe your avatar with words like anyone, everyone, you lose it. You lose it. Your first 10 to 100 customers need to be very, very specific so you can get the best results for them. The way I like to express this is, think of Pokemons. Yes, I'm using a Pokemon reference right now. Think of Pokemons. You can say, I'm helping any Pokemons. But there's first generation of Pokemons, there's 150. So that's 150 different kind of Pokemons. Now if I'm saying, yeah, but I'm helping any electric Pokemons, then it's narrowing down to probably 15, 20 or something like that. But now if I say I'm helping specifically the Pikachus out there, now it's super clear. And someone who's going to look at it is going to say, whoa, whoa, he's describing exactly me. And so people will think, wow, he knows me and he has never met me. He must be really good at what he does. He must have a really good expertise. So don't try to get it to anyone. Try to get it to the very specific first 10 customers and nail it down. Because that's your differentiator. Your competition are those big companies. And so you need to play fast and move like a mouse to be able to get those people. And so those people, you need to find them by being very, very specific to who they are. So Jason is saying, so of course, I fear if I narrow it down too much, I won't make as much money. So then I get in this feature loop. This is a classic mistake I see all the time. People think niching down means not making enough money and being stuck in a loop. Let me tell you the most important piece of information that you guys are all forgetting, and it's perfectly normal. When we tell you to niche down, we don't say niche down forever. We say niche down to start. Niche down to get your first 10 to 100 customers. And when you have served those 10 to 100 customers and you have collected the proof, you have demonstrated the return on investment, then you can grow and attract a slightly bigger audience. And so when you say you're not going to make as much money as you think, it's for the start, not forever. And what I mean by start, let's be even more specific. For me, a start is 90 days, so 3 months, to 9 to 12 months. Right? So you've made about 35 sales so far. Yes, that's great. But can you prove that those 35 customers that you've worked with have 100% of the same characteristics? Let me say something else. If you're trying to get new customers and they're different from the previous ones, you'll have a hard time convincing them that your stuff works. But if you start with a solid base of 100 customers that, for example, are in California or even like a particular yeah, but that's not okay. So he's saying, yeah, but Mark Cuban reshared my post. Then listen, there's the thing. You either want my advice or you don't. If you just want to put it out there so people see your name, that's great. But if you think you have a great stuff, then just go ahead, build it, and do whatever the fuck you want. That's it. Go talk to Mark Cuban, raise money, and that's it. Have fun. You don't need me. Clearly, you're doing a great job. So let's move to the next one. Boom. Cool. Bum, bum, bum. All right, let's have a look at the other stuff. Do we have any questions from the TikTok? Man, I have no idea how I can how I can check for the comments on this stuff. Man, I don't know. Okay, it's a bunch of people joining. Bunch of people joining. Bunch of people joining. Bunch of people joining. All right. Okay. Seems like we don't have any questions on here. Let's see if we have any questions in the chat. Hey, drop your question here. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Let me check if we have any other stuff. If you just joined the session, Let me know that you're here in the comments. Let me know where you located. I'm also always interested to see where you guys are coming from. If you have a particular problem with your SaaS or your startup or your business and you want some free live insights, drop that in the comments. Drop that in the comments. There we go. Daniel, happy to catch you live for once. Hope you had a great day so far. Thank you, Daniel. It's great to have you in the chat. If you ever want to jump into the live and share what you're building with the audience, let me know. I'll just DM you the link of the studio. All right. I love it. I love it. I love it. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Invited for co-host. No thanks. Okay. Boom. So you got social traffic and you don't know what to do with it. So that's what I was telling you. First, you need to fix your positioning and your value proposition. The fact that you have held 35 people is not good enough. You need to make sure that you understand those people very well and you know where they're coming from. And so the next thing that you want to do is collect verbatim describing their pain, their desires, their frustration, and then see where those people hang out. So you have a pool of 35 people that you've helped. Go and try to understand them as much as possible. Where do they hang out? What kind of stuff they consume, on what social media platform they're most of the time, and what is their language? Because when I look at your landing page, number one, it's the copy is, oh, I'm running out of battery here. The copy is fully AI. And the problem with such a thing is, the problem with this is, let me just quickly fix this. My phone, I'm running out of battery. Give me a second, guys. There you go. I'm just going to fix this here. All right. Excellent. So I was saying that means you don't know your customer well enough. And you don't know it well enough because you didn't have enough conversations with them. And so what you want to do is go back there and talk to those 35 clients and get to know them better so you can craft a strategy to get people who look like them. That's the number one thing that I would do. There we go. Anytime, Daniel. My pleasure. My pleasure. No worries. Let's have a look at the stuff. Boom, boom, boom. We have quite a lot of members live. I love this. Drop your questions. Here we go. We have John here dropping us some stuff in here. We're gonna have a look at that in a second. Question from Jason, and that's the last question I'm gonna take from you because I have to help the other folks. No, you don't want to email people. You don't want to do emails. What you want to do is you want to have real life conversation with those people. Is you want to do the coffee talk with these people and not do the email, because this is where you're going to get the information. You just don't want information, you want their attention, and you want to be able to dive into their answers. They're probably going to say something and you want to dive into that answer to go even further in how they think, how they express themselves and stuff like that. But I think I'm going to do a specific video for that on how to conduct what I call navigate interviews, because it's a classic mistake and a classic weakness that a lot of people have with getting to know their customers. I got them from a social media post, so I don't know how to get a hold of them. What was the platform? What social media was it? Is that let's have a look at this one. Okay. I mean, you probably want to book a consultation with me so we can dive into your topic for an hour and have a conversation so we can get deeper into the trenches of what your problem is. Because right now, just exchanging messages like this is a bit hard, and even for the audience to follow, I don't think it's a great stuff. Mark Cuban reshared. Nobody gives a fuck. It's like, let's just be honest. If the guy didn't pay for your services, a repost is like 2 clicks away. It doesn't mean anything. It's just like someone liking your post. It doesn't mean anything. It's cool. It's cool. It gets a little bit of an ego boost, but just move on. That's not a significant metric. Bing bada boom. Just send me a DM. Send me a DM, and if you want to book a consultation, send me a DM. I'll send you the link to the stuff, and see how I can help you specifically on your situation. All right, so let's have a look at the other one. This is from John. John, you improved your copy of your landing page. Your email organized by sender. Your email organized by sender. Okay, so what I see with this is that's a feature. So when you say your email organized by sender, you essentially telling me that you're cutting the steak with a Japanese knife. So for me, it doesn't tell me anything. Why, if I'm the customer, I'm gonna ask myself, why is this piece of information important for me? Right? So it's not a value proposition, and it's not highlighting the problem. So you'll have a really hard time catching people's attention by saying your email organized by sender. The other thing is, if I'm a potential customer, do I really wake up in the morning and think, hey, you know what? I need my email organized by sender. Let me see if I can find a product like that. People don't think like that. People don't think like that. So the way people think is from a problem that they have, and what is the problem or the symptom they have right now with their email. Let's have a look at your sort of subtitle. See emails like chats, not messy threads. Focus on people, not noise. Same thing. See emails like chats. That's a feature. That's like, oh, I'm gonna serve you the steak in a different plate so that the vegetables and the steak are not in the same plate. Me as a customer, why should I care? Like, unless you explain me how it's gonna make my dining experience 10 times better, like, I don't care. So we need to dive back into the problem. What is the problem people have with email, and how painful that is? And so, let me just do another talk on this. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna grab my tablet, and I'm gonna explain you this with a drawing. Choop. Give me 30 seconds. Right. Do we have any questions here? Drop your questions. Boom. All right. So let me switch to this. So, classic mistake, guys, that you do all the time is you focus on two things. The reason why you're stuck with your SaaS, your startup, or your products, or your anything that you're building is because you come from two wrong angles. Angle number one is you come from the idea. So something that is in your head, that is in your mind, and you think, you know what, I'm just gonna build it, and people people will come and they will buy. I failed my first four startups because of that dumb way of thinking. And mind you, my second startup was sponsored by Steve Ballmer when he was CEO of Microsoft. My fourth startup was godfathered by Elon Musk, and I nearly raised $1 million with him. And they all failed because I started from an idea instead of starting from a problem. The second thing I see a lot that you guys are doing is you're pitching features. Pitching features. Every time I do a present your startup or pitch your startup or pitch your SaaS or whatever, not everyone, okay, 80% of the folks that I see, you guys are explaining the stuff by saying, we are building an AI agentic system, blah, 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 with APIs, blah, 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 blah. And the reality is that these are features. These are features. And nobody normal in the market, especially if you're addressing regular businesses or regular people, and by regular people, I mean non-technical folks, nobody thinks features. Because if they knew about those features, they would probably have built themselves or find the right market for that. I don't see the comments anymore, so let me just get back to it. There you go. And so what you want to do is stop starting from ideas and stop bitching features, right? And so now people would say, okay, but if we don't start from ideas and if we don't talk about features, what do we talk about? So I'm going to answer these two things. Let's go. Let's get ready to rumble. Boom. And while I'm doing this, if you have any questions, if you want me to have a look at your startup, your SaaS, your business, stuff like that, let me know in the comments down below. Let's have a look at that. So what do we say? What do we talk about if we don't talk about ideas? We talk about problems. Okay? And there's a matrix for the problem that I use all the time. I focus on rude problems. Okay? What does RUDE stand for? It's an acronym, and it stands for recognized, urgent, deep, and emotional. A good problem to make money for is a rude problem. It's a problem that is recognized. That's the number one. That's the mandatory stuff. And bonus point if it's urgent, if it's deep, and if it's emotional. Recognized mean I can go to Google in the search bar and type a certain keywords about my problem and I would see the answers. Or I can go on YouTube and I can type how to fix problem, right? When you go to the doctor, you don't say, hey doctor, I need you to prescribe me A, B, C, D, right? When you go to the doctor, you say, hey doctor, I have a pain in my shoulder. You talk about the problem. And then it's up to the doctor to identify what is the best solution, the best feature to solve that problem. And it's the same thing in SaaS or startup or businesses. Talk about the problem so that when people read the problem, they think, I have this problem. And because you describe it well, people would assume that you have the right answer to that. And so instead of focusing on ideas, focus on problem. Instead of pitching features, pitch symptoms. Okay? Or pitch the problem. Pitch the problem or market the problem. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. And so if we get back to our example here, when I look at this landing page, it says your email organized by sender. That's a feature. That's not a problem. Symptoms, messy threads. That's a symptom. Focus on people, not noise. That is not exactly a symptom. It's slightly more a feature with probably between the lines, but it's not really a clear problem. So people, when they look at this beginning of the landing page, they must think, shit, that's exactly the problem I have. These guys have the solution. Let me reach out to them, or let me just continue paying you with attention. So, John, let's see if we can fix this. But I see you are a member of the kitchen program that I have here, and so we're definitely gonna have a look at that in your next session. So for those who don't know, I run the SaaS and Startup Kitchen program dedicated to help tech founders stuck at making zero money, helping you get customers and get money without writing an extra line of code. And John is part of the program. He just recently joined the kitchen, so we're gonna help him in the next days and weeks. And mind you, I have a very, very special discount. There's a symbolic $1 a month planned tier, so everyone can join. And in the kitchen, you can ask me all your questions and stuff like that. And in the future lives, we're gonna take questions from the kitchen and answer them directly. So if you're not part of the kitchen, you should have a look at this as soon as possible, because after I added about 50 members, I'll bring back the standard price tier to $189. So right now it's a crazy discount because I want to help a lot of people in this tech world. Boom. That being said, let's have a look if we have any questions on here. Yep. Yeah, the before angles shift from there. Title line explanation up front will make it easier for new users to submit. Exactly. See? Exactly. People don't immediately get what Talanoa actually does. So thanks for the extra feedback. Let me see if we have a couple of other pitches. I saw one in the comments here. Just checking in. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're gonna have a look at that. Next one. Boom. Here, if you're watching from TikTok and you have questions and you're stuck with your business and you want some insights, let me know. I have no idea, man, what that means. I'm gonna have to figure it out later. So let's have a look at this one. Startupmaya.com is a problem-first platform. Please share your thoughts. Thanks. Someone is saying, where is the link to the kitchen? So let me show you this. Just go on school.com and you can search the SaaS and Startup Kitchen, and you will find my big head with an orange beanie, and so then you can join. Just look for this in SaaS Discovery, just look for the SaaS and Startup Kitchen and you should be able to find this. But you know what, let me just add it into the thread on X so that people watching this can also have a look at that. So have a look at my thread on X, and I'm gonna add this in there. Boom, there you go. Bum bum bum. Someone says, could you please review mine? Yes, if you can share me your landing page, website, whatever, and also a comment, 2 or 3 sentences that describe what you're doing, so I have a clear idea of what is your pitch, and then I'll just star it so that I don't forget. Bing, bing, bing. Let's have a look at this one. Bum, bum, bum. Excellent. Love that. All right. This one says, is a problem first platform. Okay. Let me close this. We don't need that. So it's very unclear to me. What do you mean by problem first platform? Again, like you're describing a feature, or maybe like you're thinking first principles, but I'm missing a lot of information. So the framework is, let me just write it down so people get it. Let me write it down. So the way you pitch, let's just do a little something here. How you pitch a startup, or anything, any project. Step number one, what is the problem? Okay, so you want to tell people what is the problem, okay, that you're solving, obviously. And number two, who are you solving it for? Who is this for, right? Then number three, what is your secret sauce? Secret sauce. Okay, clip that. There we go. What is your secret sauce? And what we mean by what is your secret sauce is you probably have competition. And so how are you different from the competition? How are you different from the competition? And you can be different from the competition with features. You can be, let me just put it this way. You can be faster, cheaper, better, and more features than the competition. And so your pitch is, what is the problem? Who is this for? What is your secret sauce? And then the call to action. Like, if you want to know more, do this. Bingo. All right. So if you want to pitch something, start with the problem. What is the problem that you're solving? Who are you solving it for? What is your secret sauce? That secret recipe, that little ingredient that your competition doesn't have. And then what's the next step for people who want to get in touch with you? Attract viewers, keep it up. Okay, never mind. So that being said, next time you present me something, use this formula. Let's have a look at the start messages. Okay. So, Suhar, if you can answer those questions, and then I'll get back to your pitch. Let's get to, it's so it's a web app, also available as a PWA. Okay, that's a red flag. Always assume people don't understand acronyms, and I'm a dyslexic, so it's even harder for me to compute what PWA stands for. So web app where you centralize all your active services and receive alert 48 hours before each renewal. Not so you cancel everything, but you can decide in advance. I have no idea what you're selling, so you'll so you'll need to do this again. Let me just switch to my cool and warm glasses, because I don't want you guys to think that I'm just roasting you for the sake of roasting you. Just keeping you cool and send you some cool vibes. There you go. I have my cool vibes glasses. Boom. Let's go. It's a web app, so we don't care that it's a web app. That's you telling me that you're using a butter knife to prepare my dish. I don't care unless you explain me why it's important that it's a web app. Centralize all your activity, your active services, and receive alerts. So who is this for? I have no idea. And why should I care? Like, you need to answer me those points. Otherwise, I'm just lost. Um, that's cool. Yep. Welcome to the kitchen. Thanks for joining the kitchen. Shoot me a little introduction post to say like who you are, what you're working on, and I'll send you a little link as a gift. I cannot tell you what's in it because I don't want everyone to know, but you're gonna like the gift. Back to the question. All right. More and more people joining in. Hey, welcome everyone. Let's get the party started. Let me have a look at Tushar startupmaya.com. Let me open this here. Startupmaya.com. All right, let's have a look at this website right now. Do we have any questions in here? Let me know, guys. If you're watching this, I want your questions. So let's have a look at that. Shazam. Stop falling in love with ideas. Start with problems worth solving. Yeah, I get it. That's my business. Startup Maya gives founders a problem-first database that cuts through the chaos of entrepreneurship. Yeah, I think the problem statement is a bit weak. Because the reality, and I can tell you this because that's my field of work, most founders are not problem aware. They don't know that ideas are dangerous. And the fact that I'm doing lives every single day. I did pretty much 200 plus consultations in the past year and a half. And like most people are building from ideas. Just go on Reddit. Most people are building from ideas. So your angle is already way too advanced for people to really give you attention, because in their head they think that, oh, starting from idea is the right thing to do. So you probably want to address the people who are slightly more aware. Yeah, I'm going to check this stuff right in a second. Slightly more aware, and drop some quantifiable metrics. Let's have a look at the before after. Start with real world verified problems. Generate validated solution strategies instantly. Auto create brand identity, name, colors, go to aim validation, blah blah blah. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't pay for any of this stuff, and it's not to sort of bash you or anything, but that doesn't help people. Like, this is not going to help founders. Most of that thing is what I call active procrastination. Like, no founder needs a brand identity. No founder needs a complete go-to-market validation kit. A landing page. No founder needs a landing page. Needs copy. Needs hook. A structured business plan. What does that even mean? What founders need is 5 to 15 qualified leads that they can get money from by proving they have the right solution. All of this is just noise. And I can tell you that in the past 2 years, I helped a startup that has now reached $2 million of revenue. And the founder, when I met him and started working with him, lost, 6 months and $75,000 doing exactly this, building all that shit. And I just took that, put it into the trash, and we went into talking with people to understand what the problem was and putting a proposal, building an offer. And that's how you get the money out there. Not the landing pages, not the stuff. In the Startup Kitchen, let me just show you that. In the Startup Kitchen, it's like we made $1.3 million of revenue last year with 7 founders. Most of them didn't have a landing page. Most of them didn't had um, a brand or a marketing plan or a go-to-market strategy. They needed to create an offer and talk to people and be able to position the offer. That's what people need to get progressing. And so again, you probably talk to very, very few people who are not or aware enough. And let me just have a look at that. I'm pretty sure that you're pricing your stuff between $9 to $30 a month. Where's your pricing? Mm-mm-mm. I don't see your pricing. Um, but you're probably pricing this. Okay, it's free. So it's even more. It's even more red flag because you're basically telling me that you're gonna help me get a business and I'm gonna have to pay nothing for it. And I can tell you this: people will be overwhelmed with the amount of information that you're gonna give them with all that stuff, and they'll just be stuck in analysis paralysis or active procrastination because they'll spend weeks fine tuning the business plan, changing the colors, adjusting the font, making small tweaks here and there. And I can tell you, I had a guy who lost 18 months stuck with those things and get it out there. How many people got results? How many of the 95 made money within the first 90 days? Oh, I see you aren't part of the builders.to community. Shout out to them because we have the founder of the builders.to as a member of the kitchen. He's a member of the kitchen. So shout out to this community. It's really cool. Um, it's a real cool community. Go have a look at that. Ben is an amazing guy. He wants to help a million builders. So have a look at that. Uh, yeah, you didn't answer my question. My answer is out of the 95 people that you call users, how many made money in the first 90 days of using everything that you gave them? Mm. Do we have any questions from TikTok? Man, I have no idea how you get the comments in that stuff. Mm-mm. 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 What happens if I do that? Let's just have a look at this. Man, I need a I need a training on how to use TikTok. Oh man. All right. So that's what I think about. Let me know if that was useful, Tushar, and shout out to the builders.to community created by the amazing Ben. Let's get back into here, see if we have a couple of stuff. So you don't have that data right now. It's 60 days old. Yeah, so that means nobody made money in the 60 days using everything that you gave them. So for now, I'm not saying this is forever, but for now, you're proving my point. Um, you don't have return, you don't have proof of results, and so you may be building something that is not what people need to get moving. But again, like I'm 100% happy to see that you proved me wrong. Um, but I can tell from the community that I run, and let me just show you the wins. Boom, boom, boom. like if you look at the community that I have, people are getting their first sales within the first the first 2 weeks. So they started making money within just 2 weeks. And so in 60 days, if you don't have proof of results, that's probably because your system is too complex. But again, that's just me. That's just me. And we agreed. Ben is amazing. You just had to go. Oh, nice. Yeah. Shout out to Ben. I don't know if he's watching this, but shout out to Ben, the amazing Ben, and the builders.to. Cool, cool, cool. Let's have a look at this. Let me just refresh that. Do we have other questions and stuff? This one is done. This one is done. This one is done. All right. All right. Okay. Let me just check if we have questions on the other platforms here and there real quick. Let me check this. All right, we have a couple of ones on Reddit, so let me share this here right now. I have one here, Reddit. Let me just up. There we go. I don't know if you are watching this live, but let me start with the one that has the link and see what we can do. If you're watching this right now, let me know. Manifest yourself. Someone says, are you on Reddit? I mostly use Reddit. Absolutely. I'm also on Reddit. The problem is Reddit doesn't show my name, so it's a bit harder, but I always try in the micro SaaS section to drop a photo of me so that people can identify me. But yeah, if you see me on Reddit, send me a message. I answer all the DMs. And let's have a look at the roasty roast. So, ready for the roast. I have my sunfire glasses, so let's have a look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, don't hesitate. Message me. Let's have a look at this one. Freedom.me. What do we have here? All right. Take back control of your subscription and avoid surprise charges. Not bad. I gotta say, that's not bad. What I get from that is obviously you getting surprise charges. Control your subscription. I would clarify get back control of your subscription. Again, if people are not aware, they probably don't understand. They'll probably think, no, I'm totally in control of my subscriptions. And so they would miss that point. So if you can drop a punchline that is a bit more clear and sharp, and maybe with a question, something like, do you precisely know how much money you're wasting on subscriptions? If not, this is probably for you. The second thing, again, as I mentioned in the section, you want to make sure you call out the avatar. So who is this for? Like the who is this for here, right? Right now, you're not explicitly calling the avatar. Take back control of your subscription. This can be anyone. If you can narrow it down to a shiny Pokemon, so that when that person reads the sentence, he or she thinks, shit, that's exactly me. But problem is interesting. Just a little tweak in the value proposition, and that would make it. Boom, boom, boom. So when I look at that, I clearly understand. Yeah, I'm spending money on those subscriptions. I don't know. Continue with Google. That's very strange. Why would I continue with Google? Continue to where? Is it like a login button? Let me just click on that. Okay, yeah, it's probably going to be a click stuff. So I'm just going to remove it. There you go. So yeah, you probably want to be more explicit towards why do I need to continue with Google. I would say start now or save now, something like that. What the community has already saved. Okay, so that's European stuff. What is that? Sorry, TikTok is messing with me right now. Unable to verify? What? I'm not a bot. Thank you. Shazam. Um, I have no idea how that shit works, man. Okay, never mind. I'll just fix that later. Cool. So if this is a real amount of money, that's great. What I would do is I would put this slightly higher in your landing page so that people don't even scroll. Like, because this is your value proposition. We saved money. We saved close to 100K USD. So put it up there. Slightly reduce the size of the text so it holds on half of the lines, and drop the number. Boom, right away. How it works: connect, we connect, we scan, we save. That's pretty straightforward. I like it. Your money is locked down. This is a very strange term. It's scary more than you think. It's not probably what you meant, especially when the bank grade security. We use the same standards bank, zero room for surprises. But so what I don't understand is, why do you lock down people's money? That's a bit strange. I'm not sure about that feature. Right freedom, free to start. We warn your time, blah blah blah. Start with auditing your subscriptions. Okay, so what is missing here is you say close to 100K US. Give us some testimonials. Give us some people who say, um, hey, um, I was able to pay my summer vacation thanks to Freedom because they've identified $2,000 that I was just wasting on stuff that I don't even use anymore. Bam! Boom! That's a punch. Or, hey, I was able to clear my student debt 20% faster thanks to Freedom because it was able to identify that ABC subscription that I wasn't using anymore. And boom, and you show a couple of these things from real customers, again, like, man, don't lie, so that people can project themselves a little bit more. But that's not bad. That's not bad. The last thing I want to say is be careful. Be careful with your artistic direction. You have a matrix, black and green kind of vibe. And the matrix kind of vibe and artistic direction is scaring people more than you think. Yeah, you want to look cool, you want to look terminal, kind of thing, but these are the kinds of colors that people are afraid of. And there's a rule of thumb: a technology gets adopted when it ceases to scare people. So if people are scared by the look of it, they will have a hard time adopting it. So have a look at who's your ideal client, who's your shiny Pokemon client, and see the kind of environment they evolve in, and the kind of stuff they consume, and the kind of artistic directions and colors they have all around them, and use it for your landing page and application so that it feels good, it feels more natural. Because this looks like something that would scare people away, because it looks like hacking shit and not like money saving shit. Boom! That's it. I hope you enjoyed this roast. I hope this is going to be useful to your business. If you have extra comments, questions, and stuff like that, drop me that in the DM. There we go. And that's it. Let me have a look at the chat. All right. Yo, what's going on here? What's going on is we are giving away free startup knowledge and insights to founders, builders who are stuck at zero paying customers. This is live. This is the Amazing Startup Show. These signups might just be the noise rather than the real signal. I'll talk to those users directly to know more. Yes, absolutely. You have a good opportunity because you have 65 people who gave you their information. So reach out to these folks and try to understand a bit more where they come from, what is it that they're trying to achieve, and start by doing things that don't scale. Your goal is to get them their first dollar as fast as possible, and then you can build a process on top of that to make it work. But as a rule of thumb, like giving too much value for free sometimes has the opposite effect of what you think it has. Like people save for months to get that Gucci or Louis Vuitton bag for a reason, because the perceived value is extremely high. And let's just be honest, none of us here are Alex Hormozy. If Hormozy gives away something for free, people will be like, shit, I want it, because the guy has huge authority in the market. We don't. Bada boom. That's it. No more news from it's you never get back to me with extra information, so I'm just gonna move to the next ones. What is that saying? I'll get some great feedback, blah blah blah. Really help. One thing I'd suggest to focus on your present. Yep, I'm not even sure this is a human comment, so let's get back to here. Freedom, that's done. This one is done. And the rest of the stuff are not roast. Let's have a look at X if we got a couple of folks who gave us some questions. Let me look at the notifications. Okay, this is answered, this is answered, this is answered. Cataboom, cataboom. Okay, I'm gonna stay on for a couple of more minutes. If you guys have any questions, if there's anything you want to share with me, I'm going to answer a couple of more questions for the next 5 minutes live. And unless, sorry, I'm losing my words, but this is a live. I mean, nothing's perfect. I do these sessions nearly every day of the week at 11:30 Eastern Time, New York time. So if you didn't have a chance to present me your startup or get some feedback, you can come back Thursday and Friday and Saturday, and we'll get that running. And at the end of the week, I'm gonna bring a couple of guests, so we're gonna have a look at the cool stuff that people are building, so they can share you those tactical insights to get you running. But in the meantime, if you're watching this from YouTube, click on the subscribe button. Drop your questions in the comments of any video. I will pull out the comments on any video and answer this live. If you're watching this from X, hit the subscribe button. Drop a question in any of my posts. Reply to any of my posts with a question, and or send me a DM. If you're watching this from TikTok, follow me on TikTok. Send me a DM, send me a message, reply with a comment or a question in any of my content. I'll make sure I answer this. This is the Amazing Startup Show. I hope you're enjoying this. And last but not least, I'm running a crazy discount on my school community. It's $1 a month. It's symbolic pricing because Stripe is taking pretty much all of that dollar, but it's to give you access to a community where last year I helped 7 founders make $1.3 million of revenue. I answer questions every single day in the community. And so if you need extra help, if you need extra insights, or someone who has 15 years of experience as a software engineer, designer, and startupper, join the community while you still can, because I'm gonna close the door once we have reached 50 members with the first standard tier. That being said, do we have any questions in the chat? Let me see. What do we have on TikTok? TikTok is doing great. First time I'm running live on TikTok. Let me know how it was. I'm curious to find out. And what do we have on here? Check, check, check. There we go. All right. Let me know what you guys did think of today's session. I'm open to all the feedback. The goal is to make that stuff better and better and better for you all. And that's it. See you tomorrow. I had a great time. I'm Riley, the amazing advisor. See you on Thursday.
Need a word for these days. I just call, I just raise every question that I've been saving. And the answer comes on time. Peace that settles in my mind. Wisdom on a holy line. Got my faith awakened. Chanting the amazing advisor. Leading every step I take higher. When I'm weak, you light my fire. Amazing advisor, speaking to my soul's provider. Forever you're my one desire. When the night's closing in, you remind me. When I'm lost in the maze, need a word for these days. I just call, I just raise every question that I've been saving. And the answer comes on time. Peace that settles in my mind. Wisdom on a holy line. Got my faith awakened. Chanting the amazing advisor. Leading every step I take higher. When I'm weak, you light my fire. I'm chanting the amazing advisor, speaking to my soul's provider. Forever you're my one desire. When the night's closing in, you remind me. When I'm lost in the maze, need a word for these days. I just call, I just raise every question that I've been saving. And the answer comes on time. Peace that settles in my mind. Wisdom on a holy line. Got my faith awakened. Chanting the amazing advisor. Leading every step I take higher. When I'm weak, you light my fire. I'm chanting the amazing advisor, speaking to my soul's provider. Forever you're my one desire. When the night's closing in, you remind me. When I'm lost in the maze, need a word for these days. I just call, I just raise every question that I've been saving. And the answer comes on time. Peace that settles in my mind. Wisdom on a holy line. Got my faith awakened. Chanting the amazing advisor. Leading every step I take higher. When I'm weak, you light my fire. I'm chanting the amazing advisor, speaking to my soul's provider. Forever you're my one desire. When the night's closing in, you remind me. When I'm lost in the maze, need a word for these days.